You're also doing, you guys are rebooting, I guess, Halloween?
Yeah.
Or is it totally, and what you're doing to Michael Myers is very interesting.
Yeah, we're, my good buddy David Green that I've known since college. He was my roommate, my next door neighbor, my freshman year of college. And so we've been friends for a long time. We've worked together and, he told me that he was being approached to direct a new installment of Halloween, and he knew I was a huge fan of the series, so he asked if I wanted to write it with him. So yeah, we've been cracking away on that. We're going to shoot it this fall.
So is it starting over? Like, is it starting from the first one, or is it starting from where the last one left off?
It's not a reboot. It's not going to be a rehash. It's a continuation of Michael Myers, but where we're choosing to continue it from, you'll have to see when the movie comes out.
Because that's the question that all like Halloween fans. I'm a big Halloween fan, and it's like there are a lot of points. Like if you're just starting from the last movie was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, which,
right.
I love Rob Zombie, and it was not Rob's finest work.
I love Rob Zombie, too. I think, like, Devil's Rejects, I think, is such an awesome film. And, but, yeah, it's funny because watching these, like, Dave and I I'd already seen all these movies anyway, but I've really been studying them now and just thinking about all the people that have gotten hired to, like, make a Michael Myers movie and just trying to avoid any mistakes that those people might have made.
You should do a sequel you should just say, like, hey, we got the next Halloween and pick up right after Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
Michael Myers isn't even in the thing.
Yeah.
Or just Season of the Witch,
Well, you have Michael Myers. I know you guys are making him not supernatural, so you just have him like get a temp job. Like he's locked up and he's just an asshole.
He has to get back to killing people. Yeah.
So you didn't want him to be supernatural. Did you feel that hurt the movies?
Well, you know what? I started as soon as you kind of start, like the first Halloween is scary as shit, and the second Halloween is scary, but not as scary. And then from there, it isn't as scary. And I really think that what happens with it is that he basically becomes Frankenstein. He's just like, no matter what anyone hits him with, he's not going to die. There's no suspense thinking that maybe someone will escape.
And you know that everyone in that movie is just designed for him to kill in a cool way, except for one person.
Yeah, they're paper targets. And so, we're just trying to play with that and play with what people would expect, but also just make him real. And not make him real by giving him some crazy backstory either, just sort of like getting back to the basics that the first Halloween.
You know what's a scary movie? Sorry, Silent Rage. Do you ever see that with Chuck Norris? He's fighting.
Sounds like a goddamn Christmas Carol.
No, it was scary. It was this guy, and he was a maniac or whatever, but he was a human being.
Yeah.
And what was so scary was that he was a human being.
That's what's the
he wasn't supernatural. He was just a psychopath who was kind of hard to kill.
Yeah.
And that was one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, from what I remember.
Yeah, I mean to me that's with horror. It's like you have to be able to imagine that you could be in that situation. And so honestly, even the moment that they made Laurie and Michael Myers siblings, it also makes it not quite as scary.
Because Michael Myers not coming after you.
Yeah, he's like, he's trying to kill his sister, And so all that kind of stuff to us is like, those are the things that I think took a really amazing idea and took it somewhere where it wasn't quite as effective.
Although the hospital, the isolation in the hospital was amazing. And they did the same thing in The Godfather when they're coming to kill Vito. The isolation in the hospital was great. There's nothing scarier in a movie than like an empty hospital hallway.
Yeah.
It's just because you know that's supposed to be busy, so if it's empty, it's a problem. There's shit happening.
Are you going to put Busta Rhymes in it and like follow up H2O or whatever?
We should.
I think so. Are you a horror movie guy?
I am. That's if I'm to watch anything, it'll usually be like a horror film. That's what I always usually go to. Ever since I was a kid, I would just go to pick the most fucked up box at the video store and try to convince my parents to let me rent it.
So when you were doing like when you were making your own stuff, like when you did Foot Fist Way and all that stuff, was there a thought in your head? Because usually like horror movie fans will want to make that low budget. If you're going to make a low budget movie, it's going to be a low budget horror movie. Is that something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, I always wanted to just make lots of different types of films, so that's why it's cool to do something like Alien, like a weird sci-fi big story like that. But yeah, I mean, horror has always been something that we've always talked about trying to make, and it also feels like it's one of the genres that people actually still show up in the movie theater for. I mean, unfortunately with comedy, it's like comedy fans usually don't like go buy tickets and go see a movie on Friday night. They're usually at home stoned, watching other stuff. But so it's like I think that with comedy, it's like it's a horror genre right now to get people to show up for.